Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. This is going to be a general reading for Aries in the month of January 2021. Welcome to it, Aries. How are you doing, guys? How's everything in your life? Happy New Year. I'm recording this before the New Year, to be perfectly honest, but this will be posted probably on the 1st or a little bit after that. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys had an amazing New Year's. If you were celebrating, I hope it went well, and I hope you had a good time. Hopefully you did so safely as well, because, you know, as we all remember, because it was so recent, 2020 had a nice little pandemic for us, and it did not wrap up on the 31st, so hopefully if you did celebrate the New Year coming in, you did so as with all the precautions in place. Now, Aries, new year, new you, new me, new this. Slightly different. I might change this up as the year goes on, or I might change this up, period, because it's just what I'm called to do for the new year. What I've been meditating on, what I've been manifesting for myself is progressive changes. So this is the overall for the month. It has a slightly different structure than I've been doing it the past 2 years. So we're going to start the reading with some already pre-shuffled and pre-dealt cards. They all came face up, so it just happened to be that way. So we're going to talk about these to start, and then we're going to build upon it and create your entire reading. But some things don't change, so anything you want from me already, Aries, it's in the description box. If you want the timestamp, it's down there. You can jump ahead. That's why I put it there for you. You can also find the information on how to purchase a personal reading with me. Those prices will probably change, I'd say probably by March. So if you're interested in a reading now at the current prices that they're set at, please reach out to me, and I'll see what I can do for you. We'll get something going, but I will definitely say to you and everybody else that the prices will be changing shortly within this new year. Okay. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, the link for that is down there as well. So feel free to use any and all of that information. All right. So Aries, let's get going with your reading to start. Meditate on your energy, ask what are the prominent messages for you coming into January 2021, and you got the Hierophant, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Pentacles. Hierophant energy, major arcana for Taurus, could be dealing with a Taurus, you don't have to be. Wheel of Fortune, secondary major for Sagittarius, could be dealing with a Sagittarius, don't have to be, and the Knight of Pentacles, okay? So I feel for you guys initially, kind of in a similar vibe, I think, to what I was briefly describing about myself. I'm not an Aries, so this isn't my reading or anything. But I feel like there's some change or awareness or some type of expansion on your spiritual belief, your religious beliefs at this time. Some of you might be getting into it for the first time. But I really feel like there's like a higher perspective that you're reaching for, or a higher perspective of someone else in your life. This is still a general. I'm going to address it as if this is happening to you, Aries, but it could be someone in your vicinity, in your life. It does not have to be specifically you. But someone here already has something that's established for them, the Hierophant. You already have a firm foundation, or at least a predictable or comfortable foundation in terms of spirituality or religious belief, okay? You know, just as an example, you could have grown up Christian or grown up Muslim, but now you're exploring, you know, the other, right? So if you grew up Muslim, maybe now you're interested, or you're exploring Christianity, or vice versa. Those are just examples. That's not this, you know, the meaning or the two religions that I just picked are very arbitrary, okay? And I feel like this has served you or served someone for a while. Having that type of doctrine, having that type of belief, having that type of ritual in your life has served you or served them very well. Might be working in that field, might have studied it in college, might, you know, be a youth pastor or whatever, and it doesn't even have to be structured religions. This could also apply to Eastern religions, could also apply to just general spiritual practices, general exploration of metaphysical practice, you know? And I feel like it's gotten someone to a certain plateau, and now it's time to level up even more. Now, that could speak specifically to your own spiritual journey. Not necessarily that you're making a transition from one line of thinking or one line of practice or one line of rituals to another. It's just you could be expanding on what you already have, right? So, and I'm not religious at all, so I don't really know like what that could equate to. Okay, I'm just going to use this as an example because I think there's something ceremonial about it, and I think it's tied to crucial parts of their belief, but it's sort of like a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah for a young Jewish person, right? You are you go through this ritual, you go through this ceremony that furthers you along your spiritual journey and signifies your transition from a child to an adult, a boy to a man, a girl to a woman. I think that's the gist of it. Please don't, get me. Please don't shoot me, because again, I'm not religious. But it's sort of like that's that feeling that's coming across here. You were sort of in one realm with your belief system, or again, something ritualistic in your life, some type of confirmed sense or confirmed view of the world, right? And now we're going to graduate. Now we're going to do more with that. Or now we're going to move and go into a different area. It doesn't really, it depends. Some of you are going to stay in the same, sort of the same boat. Others of you are going to get off of that boat and could go into a different boat, But the timing is also interesting here in this, in the sense that for some of you, it seems to be coming out of nowhere, or you're kind of amazed at, there's some kickstart to this, is what this feels like, this Wheel of Fortune. There's some kickstart to it. It feels like some of you, you've been waiting. Others of you, it's catching you by surprise. Others of you, you have developed this over the years, and now you feel like again, maybe some of you have been studying, gone to theological studies, or gone into theologian, I think it's what it's called, theologian studies, right? So it feels for some of you a long time coming. You've built towards this. You've kind of, plotted your steps along a path to go this way. Others of you, it's coming as a surprise. I feel like the surprise is coming from this Jupiter energy. Jupiter tied to Sagittarius, tied to ninth house, is the unexpected, the pleasantly unexpected, often, right? So for some of you, you might be having a come to Jesus moment, literally. And I feel your heart expands or swells. Thank you, not expands, but swells. Like I feel like a lot of you are finding deeper contentment the further you go along this journey, which is good. I think the remnants of it, or the maybe not remnants, but some of the result of it is this Nine of Pentacles, or this could have been how you got to it. This independent nature, Nine of Pentacles, this focus on your material world, right? Maybe you're reevaluating your material world. What do I mean by that? Meaning, I sense that some of you may have spent a lot of time sort of taking for granted, the ways in which you were raised, the doctrine or the practices that you grew up with. Like, again, maybe you grew up super religious, or maybe you were like me, not religious at all. But now that you've had time as an individual, as an adult person, to study the Bible if you choose, study the Quran if you choose, study, what The Secret is all about. Maybe you're into that, or maybe you're into, mindful meditation and all this other kind of stuff. Whatever you're into, right? You may have had the time, the resources, the material space to do that, right? And in that time of exploration, again, coming back to the Wheel of Fortune and expansion, I feel you are even further enriched or further confident and at home with what you are discovering. This is very interesting. I don't think I've had a reading like this for you guys ever, if not for a long time, Aries. And for some of you, just to address that point of it, the Hierophant can signal marriage, and the Nine of Pentacles can singlehood, right? And through the turning of the wheel, the patches of time, the getting on of things, the natural progression of things, some of you might be finding some type of spiritual revelation, calmness, serenity, peace, outside of a marriage or a commitment. This is not me saying you need to break up any happy homes or you need to throw your vows out the window. No, if that's something that you're already doing, it's done. I'm not telling you to do it. It's already done. And there may have been worry, because the Hierophant does like things that are stable, predictable, prescriptive. The Hierophant isn't an energy in tarot that embraces change readily, but I think you're finding that you're surviving. You know, a lot of us, you know, grow up having these hang-ups from a religious standpoint or a spiritual standpoint that says if I do XYZ in my private relationships, in my marriages or whatever, if I leave them behind, if I divorce, if I separate, then that means something really bad is going to happen for me. And I think many of you, or at least a few of you, I should say, are finding out that's not the case. You're finding that you're actually more content and feeling more connected with your God, your own beliefs, whatever they may be, despite other people or society at large, sometimes with the Hierophant, telling you you can't walk a righteous path if you go this route of divorce or go this route of separation or go this route of choosing another God before me. You know, whatever. There's like this, it's proving to you, you're proving to yourself, you're proving through your own exploration that what may have kept you in a bit of fear or at least some worry was nothing to worry about. That's what this feels like. Interesting. All right, so let's get some further information here for Aries, and then we'll probably pull, I think we'll pull from the bottom actually as well on top of this. So what else is going on with this situation for Aries? Please show me further information for them. Oh, it almost fell to the floor. 3 of Pentacles. Trying to specifically get to 6 cards. 6 of Pentacles. And the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck is 2 of Cups. So, to round this out, Aries, 3 of Pentacles in reverse. No longer in partnership, no longer working with others, or at least finding that that source is tapped out. 6 of Pentacles. Rebalancing, perhaps. I don't want to say evaluation, but something. We'll come back to it. And then the Page of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could be happening there. And the 2 of Cups was on the bottom of the deck. Oh, you know what? We're going to keep that. 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, we'll keep that. And then we'll get an advice at the end. So we'll take that as the bottom for now. Okay. I'm doing this differently, guys. I didn't plan exactly how I was going to do this, but it's going to mimic what I used to do. Anyway, 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Page of Swords, more studying, more evaluation. Some of you might be in discussion with people. Like I'm getting, some of you are like looking for allies, looking for resources, looking for people who know more than you, like educated people, learned people, experts in the field, something like that. Pages can signal being a student, so some of you might be going back to school. Again, I'm getting like theological studies, but it might not be your major. You just might take like a section or 2 in religious studies or something like that. But again, for some of you, it's not even like that. It's a perhaps an amalgamation of things, a mixture of things for some of you. And I feel there's like intent here. I feel there's eagerness here. I feel like for many of you Aries, it's like, this is what I want to do, or this is what I want to explore. Like you're really laser sight focused on a particular set of knowledge or gathering of knowledge. Like you want to know as much as you can before you kind of finalize something. Yeah, because pages are young energy. They're novice energy. It's not fully formed. It's not solidified, okay? So you're open to interpretation or reinterpretation. You're open to receiving more information. Again, talking with people, talking with colleagues, talking with experts, what have you. And it's investigator energy or investigative energy with the Page of Swords. So you're like really ironed in, laser focused in on this, okay? I like this, but I also have to warn that this energy feels very isolating. Meaning, as much as you're interested in other people, you're not interested in anybody who wants to break your concentration. That's what it feels. Distractions. Thank you. So you might be spending more time alone, literally reading, researching, and ignoring friends. And I don't want to say you're ignoring your responsibilities. I don't think most Aries would do that intentionally or do that for a long enough period of time where would cause some type of trouble in your life. But I do feel that like certain things are going on the back burner, or certain people will be going on the back burner because you're so interested in this in this line of study, in this investigation that you're doing for yourself. This is for your well-being. This is for your own good, is what this feels like. It doesn't feel like you're doing this in order to, again, avoid people. I think it's just a byproduct of how you're behaving, or how much time you're spending focused on understanding something or learning something, okay? Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, Three of Pentacles in reverse. So that's that, things going on the back burner. Now that could be sort of upsetting for people around you. Meaning, I feel like, again, like your business partnerships, your friendships, your family, like those types of connections can go on the back burner, because Three of Pentacles talks about partnerships. It talks about working closely with people for a common good, or a common interest, a common result. Yeah. So if you want to have a happy home, you have to be a full-on participant. You can't let it all fall on your partner's shoulder, or all of it fall on your kid's shoulder, or vice versa. Everybody kind of has to pitch in. And I feel, Aries, because your interest is so internalized or focused on yourself, again, I feel like there's this putting people on the back burner. Very much not a conscious thing you're doing. But the fact that I'm mentioning it, now you're aware. So if you need to take a day or two to break away from your spiritual exploration, to pay attention to your partner, pay attention to your kids, put 110% back on your work, your work life, your family, your friends, all that kind of stuff, do that. I don't feel like it's super detrimental that you're not putting in that work, but it can rub people the wrong way, is what this feels like. Yes. And that makes sense because it's right underneath the Wheel of Fortune, Six of Pentacles. So make sure you share your time. Be very mindful about sharing your time. It is Pentacles, so it can talk about other resources, your money. If you volunteer to do something, follow through, don't cancel because you just want to go to the library and read all day. You know what I mean? Like, make sure you treat those who are here for you, the people that are supporting you, the people that care about you, make sure that you give them their fair share of your time, your energy, your effort, okay? Yeah, because I really don't feel, even though you have three cards of Pentacles and a little bit of the Hierophant being tied to Taurus, that earth energy, I really don't, well, okay, let's put it this way. If you're putting money, I was just talking to a friend of mine about this. If you're putting money, lots of money, behind your spiritual practice, especially if it's in concert with other people, meaning if you are talking to a guru and they are charging you every session, or you're going to 10, you're going to like 2 or 3 seminars a month, and each time you go, it's like $150 to see this guru and sit around, listen, I'm a spiritual person. I'm doing spiritual things every day of my life, but I got to tell you this, I do it mostly for free because I do it on my own. So if you're working with, because I got that coming from the Page of Swords and catty corner to the Hierophant can be seen if it's a physical person or an entity in our 3D lives. It is sort of like this, like a leader, like somebody who's viewed as like, I don't want to say worthy of worship, but what do we see there? We see like this priest-like figure or like a pope-like figure. So again, here's the caution for you, Aries. If you are giving a lot of your time, money, energy, and effort to another person while you seek your own salvation, I'd be careful of that. And this is not just, I'm talking from the tarot aspect. This is what I tell the people inside of my private life and outside my private life. I don't understand. That's why I'm not religious. Why I need a middleman to talk to God. I don't. All right? And I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, compounding that with possibly spending a lot of money towards someone to help you get to your own salvation or your own healing, I'm skeptical of that. Especially if it's for an extended period of time. Because Pentacles can equal long time, things that take months, if not years, to happen, right? And that could be something what some of you are coming to the realization of. Oh, I spent a lot of money over the past decade of my life giving to this church, and I never found any type of salvation, or I never found any type of solution. But here I am giving donation and tithing and tithing and tithing, right? So I'd be cautious of any person, any group, any guru, any, what do they call them? Like seminars. I'd be very cautious of constantly throwing money at a thing and not getting something out of it. And I'd be very cautious because there's many people out there, both inside and outside of churches, inside and outside of the spiritual world, that want you to stay with them for years. I don't know about you. It don't take years. It really don't. Overall energy, Two of Cups. Some of you, excuse me. Some of you, this Two of Cups is coming across. Oh boy, how can I say it? Someone's mirroring to you right now. Someone's seeing you eye to eye right now. Two of Cups, if you've been with me for a long time, you already know. It could be soulmate energy, but I don't buy into it every time because of the, the flowers and the pretty rainbows that people want to slap, soulmate energy with. No. If this is a soulmate to you, this is someone who is really mirroring you and challenging you. And when I say mirroring, okay, how can I say this? I feel if you do have a Two of Cups relationship with a person, friend, family, otherwise, they are mirroring to you, signaling to you your shadow side, the shadow work that you must do, the shadow work that you have been doing. Something like that. This person can be friend or foe. I have to be honest. It's a mixed bag is what this feels like, Aries. Some of you, this is someone, who's copacetic in your life and you guys get on and everything's nice. I'm not saying it's all sunshine and rainbows, but it's mostly nice. Others of you, you have a Two of Cups relationship with someone who's kind of an adversary to you, a challenger to you, somebody who reflects back to you the things about yourself that you're not really fond of. Like you see them and you're like, oh, here comes that person. When really you mean, ugh, here comes that side of me that I don't like. So it's going to vibe differently for all of you. And in some of your cases, I feel it's a friend or a family member. In a few of your cases, it could be a romantic interest, but that's not primarily that type of, no. I feel it's mostly family or friends, like a platonic love. It's not a romantic love that you share with that person, most of you. If it is a romantic love, I think it might make it a little bit more difficult to recognize who they are or recognize them as your adversary because you choose that person, right? All romantic partners, for the most part, we choose to be with that person. So it's kind of weird to say the person you choose to be with is your adversary. And we already talked about marriage a little bit and singlehood and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and get you an outcome card and then we're going to wrap this up, okay? Outcome for Aries in this storyline, please show me. Outcome for Aries in this storyline, please show me. One card for an outcome. The Fool, absolutely. New beginnings. Secondary major arcana for Aquarius. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, but you don't have to be. So, new beginnings. I feel like, going back to what we were talking about with the initial three cards, I feel many of you, you're stepping into or stepping onto a path or navigating towards a new part of your spiritual journey, your life's journey that is unfamiliar to you. Again, some of you are going from being committed and married to being completely single, and that page energy can also signal in some kind of newness, some kind of inexperience, right? Now, what I like about this for you, Aries, is that there's nothing being held back. With the Fool energy, nothing is held back. We step into things, no expectations, no holds barred, and really, I don't want to say caution to the wind because I do stand by what I said. If you're spending a lot of money, energy, time, and effort with a particular person and you're not getting results, or the results that you're getting aren't really worth what you're investing, I'd be cautious about that. But it's sort of, embracing the experience. So, how can I say it? It's sort of like this complex gray area. Maybe not complex, but it's certainly a gray area. Because some of you might find out, oh, I was wasting my time, my energy, my effort with a particular person or an organization or something like that. Or that's how you feel. But there will be something that you've gained from it. Again, kind of goes back to that Two of Cups message that I was giving a second ago. You could be involved with a soulmate. But again, in Jay's work, soulmates don't equal sunshine, rainbows with sprinkles on top. Sometimes a soulmate is a crap sandwich. And it's not to say it's okay. It's not to say that the experience should just be, well, that was that. It's not easy, but it's part of the journey. It's part of what helps you grow on a spiritual level, okay? Aries, that is your reading for January 2021. If you like this reading, please hit the like button. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. I love to read your comments. You guys know that already. And if you have not subscribed to the channel already, I would appreciate you thinking about maybe even just clicking the subscribe button. All of those things helps me as a reader here on YouTube. So I would appreciate all of that stuff from you guys. And if you want to get at me for a personal reading, Aries, you can find that information in the description box below. I'll be back, guys, in a couple of weeks to do your mid-January readings. Until then, thank you so much. Take care.